I think we should name it Haven Elementary School because Haven is a safe place where everyone is safe, no matter what their skin color, no matter what culture, no matter what religion they have, no matter.
A haven means a place to be safe and to be loved and represented.
From 1949 until the early 90s, her cooking skills became famous in Southwest Atlanta, and her small restaurant on Fair Street, Leila's Dinette, gained fame.
What really stands out in my mind, in my memory, is her cooking, actually, and how she reached out to so many people.
For more than 40 years, during the most tumultuous times of the civil rights movement, Leila's Dinette not only became a headquarters for college students, but also a haven for some of the most important civil rights leaders of our time. Martin Luther King Jr., Ralph Abernathy, Julian Bond, Congressman John Lewis, and Reverend Joseph Lowery. And Reverend Earl Eiffel, Williams' pastor, remembers them well.
All of them came here. All of them have eaten here at some time or another.
Longtime Atlanta business executive Julius Hollis often ate at Leila's Dinette.
Leila's Dinette was the anchor in the Black community. And as a young boy growing up in that area, I, on many occasions, would go in there and I would see Dr. Benjamin Mays. I would see Dr. King. I would see Dr. C.T. Vivian. I would see John Lewis. I would see a great cross-section of political and business leaders throughout Black Atlanta.
For years after Williams closed the small dinette, the building remained vacant. It was then purchased by Keitra Bates, where she established a shared kitchen named Marty's, where community chefs could prepare their specialties and market them throughout the metro. But the legacy of Leila's Dinette was always with Bates.
We were stepping into a place that it just is hallowed ground for Black independence in Atlanta. Because it was open in 1949, there really were not very many places where we could go and be served with dignity. And Miss Leila created a space where that could happen. And so I feel that we are continuing that legacy with Marty's. It was very emotional for me.
With a history that you won't find anywhere else in the South.
The Slave Haven Underground Railroad Museum is in North Memphis, and it's recognized as a place every Memphian should visit and experience.
WMC Action News 5's Chris Luther shows us why this museum is so unique and the incredible things you can see and learn.
Inside an inconspicuous house in North Memphis,
It's quite a story.
a secret was held for 150 years.
It is just eye-opening.
Now it's a place where everyone can learn.
There's just so much to see here. You get a full history lesson.
The Slave Haven Underground Railroad Museum is located in the former home of Jacob Burkle. Built in 1856, this home was used for years as a safe house for runaway slaves on their journey to freedom in Canada.
Well, this is quite a treasure here in Memphis.
Museum director Elaine Turner says this known stop on the Underground Railroad is the only one of its kind in the southern United States.
We don't know of another one here in the Mid-South at all.
A mannequin in the parlor represents the homeowner, Jacob Burkle, since no known photos of him exist. Burkle was an immigrant from Germany.
He had fled oppression in Germany, and apparently he saw oppression here in Memphis, and that disturbed him, and he wanted to do something about it.
In the 1850s, Burkle's home was remote. He owned a large plot of land and several stockyards, making it an ideal location for the Underground Railroad. Burkle and his family risked everything to help.
He would have been killed. This house would have been burned down and his family driven out. That would have been the end of the Burkle family.
The secrets inside this home were only discovered in the 1990s, and it's full of hidden surprises.
And this trap door leads to a cellar.
Inside the Burkle cellar, runaway slaves on their journey to freedom would hide. The only light and air for the cellar would come from holes in the walls.
And he would give them the signal that it was time to leave when a boat was waiting on the river.
When setting up the museum, Turner discovered another hidden compartment used to enter the home. With an incredible secret now out in the open, the Slave Haven Museum offers an immersive experience, bringing visitors inside the Underground Railroad.
Our class isn't gonna do like a people name, is because like we could think about a person and they could be really good, but then like years later or a few days later we could find out something bad that they did, and then we would have to change our name again because we wouldn't want to represent that.
Not that there wasn't, I'm sure at the time, a lot of Black people were in slavery, so some white people would have to help them. And that just shows that that helps us with our values, because we are an anti-racist school.